maybe there's people out there that we don't know that would be interested. You know, builders, a lot of times they live out in the country. They might see the paper, they might not know any of us. So there might be people out there who would be interested. I don't know, I don't think an ad costs very much, and I think we should definitely try something like that, and just to see if we get new faces in here and fill the room up a bit. So I don't know if anybody else has any thoughts. Go right ahead.
Piggybacking off of that, I think we could take that picture that we took last week, Cal, and they'll allow us to just put in a little article about BNI. So
Right.
if you want to send me that picture, I can just put a little article together about when we meet and what we're all about. It would be.
That'd be great. If we combine that with an ad, they might move it up to the front of the.
Right. Yeah.
Move it up to the front a little bit.
Well,
But
I wonder if you could use it as a, you know, how they feature.
It's just, yeah, just an article, so if whatever you print out, they'll just publish for you. So we can do whatever we want and put a picture in it, they'll just print it for us.
What
Hardly.
about the community announcements and stuff? Do they have it on the radio?
Oh,
Do they have community announcements?
I don't know. Do you have anything? Terry?
Sorry, we don't have like a community calendar on the station here,
Uh-huh.
so, let me check and see if
Got it.
there's something that, maybe we can do on WRDB on news and views.
Yeah, or,
Oh,
yes,
news and
or
views, yeah. News
even
and
if
views.
we have enough in the bank that you maybe even do a few radio spots with the station here in town. I think we need to do something, all right? To fill this room up, we need to do something, and
That news
even
and
if it's
views,
wrong,
the
yeah.
Wisconsin Beef Association does that regularly, and that's very informative.
Yep, they're on there, and,
very
Allison
informative.
Dairyland comes in, and Milk Marketing Board.
I listen to them.
Yeah, maybe you could find out. And
Yeah,
also
I will ask him,
Yeah.
because I know he was gonna talk to the lady, the Girl Scout, and I don't know if he ever did, I gave him the information, so.
Go ahead,
You
Lou.
know, the Wisconsin Public Radio, anyways, we do donations. We donate, they will announce who donates, and we say that BNI Reedsburg supports Wisconsin Public Radio. And a lot of people who are in business actually, when they travel, listen to the
I mean,
I had to admit, I did on the way to Minnesota.
I'm an addict, I listen to them all
I
the
listen
time.
to keep myself
But
awake.
we have Terry, and Terry, I know a lot of people listen to the station
Yeah.
here in Reedsburg, the country station, because every time I want a Packer game, that's what I turn on, so. Go ahead, Michael.
Just a question, Terry, this news and views program, would it be something that if 2 or 3 of us here
Yeah.
If you wanted to
would
do
get in
that,
to
then.
talk on there or not? Or
Yeah,
how-
I would suggest, doing the on-air interview, and you
Yeah.
can come in and talk to Mike.
Right.
You probably could do news and views too, so it would,
Okay. And those are all like free or?
the one with Mike would not be about $42.
Oh, we can do that.
Yeah, I think it'd be.
But I like when they do them
Yeah.
those interactive
Yeah,
interviews.
people there
You- Yeah, he asks the questions and.
Yep, and so you can come right to the station, and I think that carries a lot of weight when, you know,
Bash it.
sometimes when you're only doing 1 or 2 commercials, they can get lost unless it's, you know, more frequent. And then if you just do like 2 commercials in 1 week, you know, it's really, the frequency is what you need. And so the interviews on that type of situation actually, I think, works better.
That might-
Well, yeah, it might be, right, if we got money in the bank, I said we should use it to try to bring membership
I
up,
agree.
so I think, let's look into that, just find out what we can first, Terry, and then.
Yep, I'll bring back the information next week.
And then you can even find out, maybe they'll give us, you know, what the best you could do, let's just say for the BNI group, and for to advertise too with the station here in town, but I just thought I'd throw that out, and I think we should do something beyond just postcards, so, the stamps, I'm sure, cost us so far with, you know, very little return, more than what the radio station might be more worthwhile than stamps. We can still do the cards, but, anybody can send out a card to someone at any time. Don't wait till someone hands it to you. If you know someone, send them a card or ask them to come, but that's enough of that. Scott, right up, what do you have?
Okay, we have, checking account, all right, first I gotta announce my speakers for the next 6 weeks. Speakers for the next 6 weeks, and to remind you to bring a door prize, of the value of somewhere around $25 or something. Today, we have, Patrick with Modern Woodman, 11/25, is the week of Thanksgiving, and I know the corporate don't like it, but it's always been our decision during holiday weeks, we take the week off. And that's just been our group decision. So next Tuesday, we will not be meeting. Then 12/2, we're jumping into December then. Travis from Anderson Chiropractic will be doing, no?
We did
Oh,
last year,
yeah.
yeah.
That's a misprint, I'm
Change
sorry,
that.
Okay, I'm
Travis.
sorry.
There's
Okay.
that.
So who's in his place?
Oh, we need somebody,
Oh, okay.
Philip was, Philip, but I'm not
Just thinking
sure.
about, okay.
I can move.
You're doing
up.
the 9th, or?
Yeah, but I can move, we can just move
Well,
up.
I might be able to come up with
Yeah.
something too, maybe the grout cleaning or something. Then, the 16th is gonna be Andrew?
Yeah, or
Or the
we
9th,
can
or the
just
9th,
move up
yes.
one and.
And then the 23rd will be the, week of Christmas, obviously.
How about the 30th, should we have a meeting or no?
Did we usually?
On the New Year's Eve.
We
have
used
the
to take 2 weeks
no,
off.
the day before.
We used to take it off, I think, because I remember when we'd come back, we'd say, oh, I ain't seen you in 2 or 3 weeks.
How many people are going for the holidays that they'd like to take off? I mean, we should,
I'm gonna be gone.
you're gonna be
You're
gone.
gone.
I'm going to be.
You're gonna be gone. How many other people? What does everybody think about that? Should we have a meeting, right before New Year's, or?
You wanna vote on it?
Let's vote on
Yeah, let's vote on it, all right. Who wants it off, raise their hands.
Who wants off?
If you wanna have 2 off in a row at Christmas, the 23rd, and then have the whole Christmas season off.
Yes.
No meetings.
No meeting.
Looks like we're off. The offs have it.
Okay, anyhow, yes, anyways, this week's speaker is Patrick Flint. He works for Modern Woodmen of America. Profession is life insurance, disability, and long-term care. Location is Reedsburg in their corporate building right across from the post office, the T&T accounting building, if you don't know. He's been there for 2 years. Previous types of jobs he's had, golf course, and hotel and construction. And golf course down in Florida, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how, when you're in Florida, you work for it. Okay, his spouse is Amber Flint. Camille, is that right?
Yep.
Camille is their daughter.
Yep.
And then they have a great Pyrenees named Lucy. And hobbies is woodworking, hunting, and fishing. And activities is spending time with his family. City of residence is North Freedom, Wisconsin, and he's lived there for 4 years. Patrick's burning desire is to have a second home and a ranch in Texas. And something no one knows about me is he lived in Texas. And Patrick's key to success, working hard without letting all the small day-to-day bumps in the road get to bother you. I'll let you take it away, Patrick.
Alright, we'll try here.
Okay.
Glad to see you here.
Hey, Ray, this is $100.
Well, there's tax for sure,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit for the shipping, because if you ship it through Amazon, you're gonna basically $4 or
Should it
something.
be Amazon?
Well, no, if you went and said, if
Oh,
you went
yeah,
and
yeah.
bought it, you're gonna pay shipping, or maybe a little bit of shipping depending on how many I ordered.
I can get from you.
Got a bunch of reading material for everybody.
How many, which one does it
Yeah.
cost?
Thank you.
Yeah. So, like her educational moment, I'm not a great presenter, so I'm just going to kind of go with it here, tell you a little bit about Modern Woodmen. I'm not going to really get into too much depth about the products themselves. So Modern Woodmen is a fraternal financial company who's based out of Rock Island, Illinois. So it's 4 hours down south of us here, right on the river. Their actual front parking lot actually is the cement wall for Mississippi River. So it's really neat. We were founded in 1883, just a little over 130 years old. It was actually started by a bunch of foresters, woodmen that would travel. They'd come from the south. It started in Iowa, I believe, and they would go north and cut wood and float them down the rivers. Well, about 1 in 8 of them actually didn't return. So they set up a fund in these communities that would just put money into like almost like a hat, and then if somebody died, the money would go to them, to the family, to the family of the lost. We're one of the largest fraternal financial companies in the country. There are larger ones that are. We're like a non-affiliated fraternal, so there's like Thrivent Financial, Knights of Columbus. Those are all religious based, but we have really no affiliation with anything like that. So the fraternalism means we don't have any stockholders. We are owned completely 100% by our members. And we have a variety of different fraternal benefits that I'm going to go over in just a minute that are given to our members just because of that. And the member benefits themselves. In the front little pouch in your folder there, on the back of there's a one page in the front little file folder there. There's all these different fraternal activities and fraternal things that we do. So I'll explain a couple of these, like a chapter per se. A chapter, each kind of community has a chapter, like Reedsburg has a chapter, Sauk, Bearwood, we all have chapters, and typically we get together once a month and do a dinner at a lot of the time we do a Pizza Ranch, Pizza Hut, some of the smaller businesses, some of the smaller restaurants, and we actually pay a portion of their meal, normally like $2.50. It's not a huge discount, but when you go to Pizza Hut and it's a $7 buffet, everybody's happy. But it's just to kind of get together and we get back to that. Youth service clubs. That's how my dad's been with Honor Woodman for over 20 years, and I got started with Honor Woodman as a youth service club in the youth service club, which is children will get together. It's a group. They do a lot of things for the community. Send things to overseas to like war or soldiers, care packages, help the elderly in the community. Just a lot of different things of volunteerism for children. We actually don't have one right now. We're kind of looking at setting one up again in Reedsburg. So we'll have potentially that. And then, so as a member, you also own these fraternal benefits. They're shown here. So Final Wishes is kind of my favorite one. It's a USB flash drive, and it actually comes and it's a program. You plug it into your computer and it's like making a will. So each individual member can get one of these, and they can set up their own will, and it writes it all for them, and then it's stored on this flash drive. Keep it in your lockbox, and it's stored away for safekeeping. What else do we have here? The newborn benefit. So let's say a parent has Honor Woodman, and they lose a child at birth. We'll actually give them a death benefit on that child. Without having them sign up for anything like that, just because we know that it's a hardship for them, so therefore they give back in that type of circumstance. Orphan benefit, let's say mom and dad and children all have Honor Woodman products, parents tragically pass away. The child is actually going to receive a benefit until he becomes 18 years old, up and above the maybe life insurance that was in force. So it breaks down in age. So like a 1 to 7 year old, for example, would get $300 a month to help care for them. From 7 on, 7 to 15, they get $500, and then from 15 to 18, they get $700 or $800 a month for who's ever taking care of them, as well as a $25,000 college scholarship. So there's some different things. It doesn't happen a lot, but it's just some of the extras that we give away with our being fraternal. And then the youth education program, I'm going to hit on that at the end here just a second. So the community impact they show here, in 2013, they put about $30 million back into communities across the nation. And a lot of that goes through the chapters, the summit chapters, and the youth service clubs. They get together and do things like plant a tree, clean up yards, do all sorts of things for the community itself. So right now we currently have $36 billion of life insurance in force and manage $13.4 billion in assets. And what that kind of means is they give us this example because we're A+ superior rated, which is an AM Best rates insurance and investment companies, and it's the second highest rating with it. And we're very proud of that. But the $13.4 million in assets. So we have for every dollar that we have as a liability, we have $1.12 to cover that. So even if every single person came and took out all their money, we have 12 cents for every dollar that was taken out. So it's still needed. Still solvent, I should say. So really, I want to get into this youth education program. I've been doing a lot of these lately. We give these away to schools. So I know a few of us or all of us or whatever have children that go to school. We give these away, no cost, no obligations or whatsoever for it. So this is just an example. So this is the ecology program. Each teacher would receive something like this. I think now they're moving more towards web-based, so we don't send out these big binders anymore. But what it is a teacher will come in and sign up and say, I want the ecology program, which is science. So they come into us, say that, we fill out a form, and they send out the learning materials for each student in the room. So I don't have any, oh, I do. So like the ecology one, there's a bunch of learning things that go involved with it. They send like a magnifying glass for each kid, these little cardboard binoculars. It's really relatively, it's nothing fancy, but it's a different program. A lot of the parochial schools don't have a lot of money to stick to these things. So it's nice that we can give them learning activities without actually having to pay for it, that a teacher can implement in the classroom. This is like for the financial literacy, they color it and then it's a piggy bank, they fold it up and put it, take it home with them. Physical education, each child will receive a jump rope for the school to keep. So let's say there's 200 kids. We can order 200 of them and each child's gonna get a jump rope. Let's say they need new ones or whatnot. We can just order these and get them for them. Really every single program has something, but my favorite is if they sign up for these, they can then do the speech contest. It's a national speech contest. And every year they do it, have for years and years and years and years. And what they do is every child at a school would write a speech. It would get sent in, they pronounce a winner of each district, then they go to like the national. They don't really go anywhere we film it, but like I would go and film it and send it to our home office. And then that student would also receive, we give away one $25,000 scholarship away every year, and then hundreds and hundreds of smaller scholarships, $500, $1,000, $250, $100, you know, all the way up to the $25,000 mark every single year. It's really neat. I actually got to film one that was one of the top 10 for the national 2 years ago. So she did, it was really incredible. She didn't win, but she ended up getting, I think, a $10,000 scholarship. So it's really neat. But that's really all I had. I just want to tell you a little bit about Modern Woodmen and who they were, and later on we'll talk about more.
Now that we know what Patrick does, do our best to bring him a referral next week.
Anybody have any questions?
Patrick?
Yeah, any questions?
Any questions
Ask
whatsoever?
that.
How old is that speech thing have to be now? Just elementary school, Patrick?
It goes elementary all the way to, I believe it's high school.
Okay.
I know it's
Hunter's
eighth
too
grade.
old.
I know, yeah, I know it's 8th grade for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. And they do also.
I'm just looking for extra money for the kids.
Well, yeah. and-
Hunter's a great speechwriter. He's a great speechwriter.
And then all these are financed through the sale of The policies and stuff?
Well, yeah, I mean, once you have a policy, you become a member, so all these benefits actually then become available to you.
And then the members can put in for any of those programs, or they coordinate them with you, or?
As far as like the youth education
Yeah,
programs,
any of those stuff.
that doesn't have to be a member. We do homeschools, parochial schools. The only thing I believe is there has to be a minimum of 10 students.
Got
And so like homeschools, I know a lot of it's tough as far as homeschools go because, you know, you have 3 or 4 kids that you're homeschooling, but a lot of the homeschool parents, more so in bigger cities, I think that they all get together maybe once a month. I've been heard. Or
I don't know, because I homeschooled for 19 years. I didn't realize that for my 4 kids, and that would be wonderful.
Yeah. So normally what we do is we try to get a bunch of homeschool groups together.
Well,
and set up
2 or
homeschool.
3, together, they add up to the numbers.
Yep.
It's very interesting, you know, when you do stuff for the, like the ecology and the science. I remember for my daughter when she was little, you know, I heard this on public radio, but anyhow, you plant sunflowers, you plant these big sunflowers, and you go out there after it's been dry for a couple of days, water it with a hose, and then take, you know, the things you listen to your heart with, and you can actually hear the water being sucked up by the plant. It sounds like thunder almost with those things. It's a fascinating thing to do with it.
Yeah.
Even as an adult, but. And of course, anybody that's a fan of the blues would know what a Rock Island line is, so.
Yeah.
I've all blues song about the train, but anyhow. Very good. Why don't we start out with our refers and testimonials, and let's just go right with Bastian. You can start us off.
Great presentation.
And,
Feel you have a real heart for children and
Yeah.
as well, and caring for community. It's nice to have that stand out in your presentation. Got a referral for auto home precision. I'm just stopping by Joe later. How it is.
Okay.
I'm to close business, thank you. Referral for Lumbo.
Close business?
Yep. And thanks for the presentation. I had no idea how much you guys are doing, you know, what your services entailed, and it's a great handout. I'll definitely look over things.
I have a referral for this man right in front of us.
For me?
Which one? Yeah, I'm sorry.
Is it Murder Boston place?
No, it's not.
A different one?
Yeah.
I get the light one.
Oh,
I get the light one.
I did want to say, I forgot one thing. We actually, I don't know if anybody knows Nancy Cook. She had a car accident a while back, and then they had a fundraiser for her on a pizza ranch. And we did a matching fund for them, and actually they raised about $3,000, and then we matched another $2,500.
Whoa.
So we just finished that. So I forgot we do the matching funds as well. I get a $2,500 allowance every year, and I get to choose what for charity.
Some
Yep.
people.
Yep. Yep.
That's a good thing, is they did that for my brother Steve when he had lost his legs.
Yeah.
I didn't get no tickets.
Oh, did you buy 2 tickets?
Yeah.
Very good, very informational, yep. Okay, so, 200 groups, lots of Negro, Broadcasting. Cal. Cal and Precision Automotive. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick, for the presentation, especially about our youth educational program. I have no idea.
Yes.
That's a really great thing. Welcome. I'll just say Lumo's wife. So I went group this morning, there was nice to have your face here this morning. And thanks, Frank, for your education one. I do have a referral for filling out for you.
Oh, great. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yep. Take care of that Friday.
All right. And then also just wanted to give a shout out to Bastian. I had a gentleman, somewhat new to the area, lives up near Dutch Hollow, had an accident, hit a deer, and he found my spot on the website. He had kind of found that, and we just got it kind of up and going. It's not totally done yet, but my old one was so lame, it was just incredibly bad. But anyway, and so he asked a few people, oh yeah, good place. So anyway, first, unfortunately, it was a really big, I went and looked at it, it was like almost $7,000 job, and he needed it done by Thanksgiving, and I just couldn't do it, so I had to, this was one of them I referred to earlier, and I just had to pass on, because it would have been an impossible expectation to try to meet there. So anyway, thanks again, Baxter. And that was the first one that I've had a direct correlation to your website. So, thank you.
Sometimes the guy taught me when I first started business 20 years ago, sometimes the best thing in business you can say is no.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to, but instead of.
Patrick, thank you for the presentation, very informative. I'd like to hear the presentation. I do have a couple referrals today. One's for Tristan. I thought we would need new pictures, headshots for real estate and stuff. And then also, Ray definitely want to get one of them tablets. So are you ordering those or is this
I'm
about
gonna order a few of them this week.
Okay, so just let me know when you have it and I can get it and however you do it, but I definitely want them to look good, so I want to get one of them for sure.
I wanted to thank Patrick. Now we really know what this is all about. I mean, we hear about the movement and it's kind of like the Masons, like a secret.
Yeah.
The secret is revealed. So thank you for that.
Well, it's neat, it started from the wood.
Referral for Cal. I did tell him as a birthday present I got a $50 raise in my premium for my health insurance. And I had one-on-one follow-up with Rob Richards. Amazing. We do know how he speaks and how he engages the audience, but you should just really work with him to see. On a Saturday, I'll get an email. On a Sunday morning, I'll get an email, and he lives his work. I mean, amazing, honestly. Thank you for close business to Tristan and to Ray Thomas. Thank you so much.
You got yours all laid out too.
Nice presentation. I got one for Precision. Precision, wheel bearing, and I'm gonna get a chiropractic thing down there. Got seats there, my wife works there, so we're getting that done, so you take whatever you want out of
Thank you, Patrick.
Yep.
I like this little thing.
Yeah,
It's
mine
really,
means a lot.
really nice, that kind of tells
Yeah,
everything.
mine means a
So,
lot.
very cool, thank you. And let's see here, I've got Nicole, the referral for Lugo, came last week. And let's see here. Oh, okay, let's see. Close business for Cal, thank you. And you did the ping pong.
Thank you.
Wow, okay. And testimonials, quick. Thank you, Travis, that was awesome, awesome to see that whole visual and everything, and just a huge testimonial to these two guys here. My daughter had to drop out of UW Medicine because of these headaches and everything this year.
I suffer from this space, Dr. Chris found. I got the same problem. That's why I get 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, she's really excited to just be able to find some relief, so I just really appreciate it, so thank you very much for both of you guys. And Ray, oh my gosh, I mean, this is huge stuff. Ray was able to recover my second daughter's senior photos that I had lost on an external hard drive, so.
That's worth a hug.
That's worth a hug.
You got money.
When you get home, Mother.
Yeah, so thank you.
That's priceless.
Yeah, it is.
I don't have anything to follow that
This is very interesting.
Yeah.
I want to give a little shout out to Terry. Jenny and I have each recorded a commercial for the agency. It was such fun. I didn't think I'd like it, but she knows exactly what she's doing. She gives you the lines, it says what you need, and in that time frame, we're done. She does a great job.
Just thank you, Patrick. I encourage everybody to schedule a one-on-one with him, and I mean, the office is right there. You can just walk after the meeting, or whenever you have time. Just learn more about it. You know, I knew a little bit about the stuff that he did, but it's, I mean, this is really nice stuff. Yeah, it gives you all the information that you need. But I just wanted to say, you know, life insurance for kids, nobody wants to talk about it, but it's something that everybody needs. And it's for the kids. It's not, I mean, it gives you so much flexibility, and they have such a great head start in life before they even born. So I mean, think about it, talk to people about it, because I mean, it's a great investment. It's probably one of the best investments you can make in life.
Thank you, Patrick. It was very, very interesting. I worked with your dad for a couple of years,
Oh, yeah.
advertising with
Yeah.
with him, and he's a great guy too. So. Some referrals here. Tristan, I'd like to do family pictures.